So I'm gonna guess that a lot of y'all didn't know, but this video was originally uploaded a week or two ago, which would have been more fitting since at that same week I started the Gunnar Manhwa tier listing and live streaming channel, and also hit our all-time high.
Guys,
look at that.
Thank you guys
The power
so much.
of gooning, everyone. But of course, that is when the YouTube overlords decided that they didn't like me very much, to the point that they took down this review because I showed a picture of a woman kissing her stepson, which I think is pretty funny, because you don't seem to have a problem with this guy, or this woman, or this channel that posts actual hentai. But no, let's target the brown boy trying to provide financial support to his widowed mother for exposing a kiss scene. Oh, the horrors! How will our children ever grow up healthy now? Whatever, I'm just letting y'all know that this isn't a full version. If you want to see it, it is on Patreon along with the uncensored version, because I promise you that this video is gonna be extremely censored. Like seriously, I am not giving them a lick of ammo. So if this video still gets taken down despite all of my efforts, I might as well just quit. Like, I don't know what else they want from me at that point. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. In this video, we're gonna be talking about a manhwa that I've been reading for a long time. A manhwa that I started reading at random, but somehow managed to engage me long enough to read it from beginning to end. And that manhwa is called What's Wrong with This Family? Which is what I always say when I watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now I know what you guys are gonna say. Bro, are we being for real right now? Just from the thumbnail and that title drop, that makes this the third video in a row where you talk about something incestuous. Did we not bully you hard enough? Is there something wrong with your head? This is some devious ass shit. If I were your mother, not only would I be disappointed, but I would also disown you after filing a restraining order. Well, funny that you say that, because I'm actually doing this for my mother. Here's a lore drop. Financially, we aren't doing as well as we used to. My dad passed away around a year ago, which led to my mom going from a part-time housewife to a full-time teacher. And not only does she still have to provide for my sister for another 4 years, she also has this fat ass, aka my husband, aka her son-in-law, who not only eats everything but also lay destruction wherever he sees fit. So I try my best to not burden her. I make my own ends meet. I feed my own mouse, but I want to do more. I don't only want to unbother her, I want to help her. I want to be someone she can rely on at times. I want to lighten her shoulder by providing for my sister or this piece of shit. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. So as much as you guys pretend to be these warriors of justice who police the moralities of strangers on the internet, I urge you to look into yourself. Don't hate the player, hate the game, because ever since I've dropped these diddy ass videos, my channel revenue has reached the highest amount I've seen in my entire life. I've been making YouTube content for 5 years. I even got a silver play button for f***'s sakes, but this particular channel is the first to ever reach a 4-digit monthly salary. And all it took was for me to make these videos, and I couldn't have done it without your help. Yeah, chew on that. You can't make fun of me for making these videos because you're the one watching them. Don't be lecturing me about what I can make when you guys are the one making this the most profitable option. So stop being hypocrites. You wanted this. You clicked on this video because deep in your heart, you know that you are just like me for real. And you can spin it all you want by saying how I am worse because I'm the one who's actually making and doing the researches for these videos, but hey, if debasing myself to a lesser human being means I get to do the things I've wanted to do for the people I love, then I'm gonna keep doing it, goddammit. I'm here for the long game. I don't care what you think. You can keep talking your shit all you want. I'm doing this for my people's future. Indonesia, I am with you. Kiwi for president. Gone are the days where you are deceived by bribery and nepotism. When I'm in charge, you are gonna be priority as a part of my ohana, because ohana means family, baby, and family always fucks your back. Nope, no, that's not what they say. I meant has your back. Okay. I think making this video is already corrupting my brain. So there's this dude, and I don't really know what to call him because originally his name was supposed to be Cholyon, which I like. He's pretty unique and beats the original overused shitty ones like Dohyun or Minho or Sung Jin-woo. And for a while, that's all I've known him for. But then it got a hiatus for like a year or so, and when it came back, they westernized the name to Chase, which creeps me out because that's the name of a teacher that I knew who is currently blacklisted because he's allegedly had inappropriate relationship with his students. So I'm gonna call him Albert. You see, the moment we first see Albert, we can see that he is a hardworking, straight-laced dude who is committed to his job. But we later realize that his motivation to do so is because he needs money. Hey, he's just like me for real. This is because not too long ago, he lost both of his parents due to an accident, which led to him getting taken in by one of his dad's closest friends and is basically adopted to their family of 4, including a thick mommy, a thick onesan, and a not-so-thick little sister who can't be this cute. But then 5 years later, his uncle died as well. Yeesh, that's pretty rough. But now you're thinking, wait, so why does he need the money again? Didn't you just say that the uncle died and not anyone else? So doesn't that mean he's still living with these 3 fine women? Yeah, but he's kinda scared of them because he's got the impression that they don't really like him that much. Somin, aka the little sister, is a social recluse otaku who constantly vents out her anger to him. Sohyun, the older sister, someone who's a jackass who constantly bullies him whether in school or at home. And Yesil, the mommy who is... perfect. What I meant was someone who, looks mean. I don't know, this one's kind of a weird reason. But with his living conditions being surrounded by these people who make him uncomfortable, he decided to save as much money as possible so that he can move to a different place. When he came home from a part-time job in episode 1, he bumped into his older sister, Sohyun. Nuna, I didn't see you there. How the hell did you not see me? You think I'm John Cena or something? I'm sorry, it's just been a long day and honestly, you shouldn't have walked around with your phone on your hand. The f*** you say? What? I'm telling the truth. Am I hearing attitude from you? Unbelievable, the nerve of this guy. Oh, did you just frown? I'm gonna go to the hospital tomorrow, so give me $50. $50? Bro, I didn't even make that shit up. That was original dialogue. Do you know how much $50 is? That's nearly 1 million in my country's currency. You're straight up robbing him. Uruse, you guys are so loud. I can barely hear my anime husbandos with you here, you bakas. I'm sorry, Somin. We were just... I don't understand you. Oh, I mean, gomenasai, Somin-chan. We were just having a quarrel between nakamas. Fine. Just don't let me come out here again. Bakayero, kono yaro. Yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna need those $50 now. God damn it. Loser. And as the 2 girls go back to their rooms, he hears a cold tone from the final boss, calling him out for coming home late. Oh, hey, mommy, you still haven't slept yet? Yeah, cause if I did, you would just wake me up again in the middle of the night. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, if you're sorry, then don't be late next time, alright? Right. There's some leftovers in the kitchen. Go on and have your dinner. Yeah, thanks. Isn't this too much to be considered leftovers? Whatever. It's not like someone's looking out for me. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who's not seeing the wrong here? As far as we've seen, I don't really see how you can lump the mommy along with the rest. It's not just my mommy supremacist bias, by the way, because while these 2 were asshats to him, her actions are reasonable. If anything, she was nice. So first she not only stayed awake until she knows you came home safe, and then she left dinner for you, which you say is too much to be considered leftovers. And that's a problem. How? So you think because you have more food than usual, that's an indicator that she doesn't care about you? Brother is literally suffering from success. Well, putting my feelings aside, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Albert wants to move away because he thinks this entire family hates him. The mom makes his spine tingle, the little sister constantly screams at him, and the older sister just committed a crime. But little does he know, they actually don't hate him. After his point of view, we switch to the girl's POV and we see their true feelings on him. Yesul goes, Ara, he washed the dishes? Well, he didn't need to do that. But hey, at least it's been a while since I've gotten to talk to him. Summon goes, Kuso! I wanted to greet him and ended up lashing out again. Nasakenai. Gome, Oni-chan. I'm the baka. And Sohyun goes, I'm gonna put this money in this box I made to dedicate to him because I like him. Oh my gosh. This is a family full of tsunderes! And so, we get the premise of this manhwa, as it is about Albert being the dude trying to make ends meet to get out of this family without realizing he's already in Endgame, as the family of women he thinks hates him actually care for him in their own sweet way. But, it begs the question, although we know there is love in it, the manhwa explores how they view that love. And within the near 100 chapters, we shall find out whether the love they hold is in a familial sense or in a romantical sense. Spoiler alert! Yes. Alright, y'all know what time it is. You're not 9-year-olds. You know what media I'm talking about. Do you really think that I'm going to go 2 months without making a video on Goonhwas? Be so for real with me right now. Now, in terms of plot, this shit is not unique in the slightest. A main character getting adopted to a family with a mommy, older sister, and younger sister. Off the top of my head, I can pull up 3 sauces with this exact same setting. But what sets this manhwa aside from these dojins are how the stories are written. Because the way the shit plays out, it'll feel like a roller coaster ride that lasts for 20 minutes. So, full disclaimer before we start that I'm going to jump into spoilers. If you want to read it for yourselves, then click off this video. But if you want to hear me yap about it, you have been warned. And make sure to buckle up your seatbelts because this is gonna be a doozy. We'll start with Sohyun, the more classic / traditional tsundere. She's a meanie pie who's mean to Albert because she can't be honest with her feelings. It is evident within the second chapter when she woke up and decided to go into Albert's room off of a whim. But there she stumbles upon his bank account and wonders if he's saving up his money to buy her a gift. But then she quickly realized that based on her past actions that is pretty much impossible. Hey, a tsundere who's self-aware that she's an asshole. That's a first. Whoop-de-doo, Albert walks back into his room and finds his bully playing around with his bank account, to which she interrogates him on why he's saving up money in the first place. And he's like, it's none of your business. Well, you're in my house, so of course it's my business. But that's just the thing, I'm saving up the money so I can get out of this house. So yeah, not your business. So Albert asked for his bank book back, to which she refused because she's angry that he is planning to leave. And she even went, I thought you were at least buying me a gift or something. And in his head he went, first off, your dad was the one who made the money to buy the house, and your mom is the CEO of a company who's paying the bills. So if I'm going to buy something, it would be to her, and I sure as shit won't give you shit. But he's too p***y and didn't want to continue the argument, so he said, alright, fine, I'll think about it. But she still said no. She then starts flailing around, yapping and lecturing about useless shit, to the point where Albert, the timid guy that he is, reached the boiling point and pushed her down while screaming at her, which terrified her. But honestly, she got off lucky, cause had it been me, I would have slapped the fart out of her. I don't care. Don't touch something I've built up on for years, you creep. So she concedes, throws back his bank book while walking away saying, jeez, getting upset over a joke. A joke? That shit is not a joke. You don't play with an Asian man's money, stupid. That isn't funny.
What you did was not nice! It's not nice to do that!
Listen, I'm not defending Chris Brown, but sometimes these bitches deserve to get some hands. Equal rights, equal fights, baby. I wouldn't do it, but in this instance, she got it coming. Okay, maybe he went a bit too far here. All the things I said 10 seconds ago, I rebuke it. The fact that this dude was so angry he managed to bruise her by merely holding her down is kinda crazy. Never mind what I just said, he kinda overreacted here. Nope, I now realize he made the correct decision. So yeah, apparently this girl likes Albert so much that merely getting him to make physical contact with her got her gears turning, even if it was inflicting pain. What's even worse is that not even a chapter later, he comes over to apologize outside of her room, and she decides to play a solo game of Smash Brothers because she simply loved hearing him talk. Okay. That's a bit much. What kind of loser goons over another man's voice? Oh yeah. But anyways, the dominoes really started falling when the other girls started making their moves. Yesul, the perfect mommy that I'm already loving, walked into his room while he was sleeping and decided to check on him because he was apparently not feeling well. But then her intrusive thoughts came in and she gave him a little kiss. And at first I thought, aw, that's cute. But then I realized that she unironically kissed him in the mouth while he was asleep and had no consciousness.
It's not nice to do that!
And to make matters worse, Sohyun saw the whole thing and started pondering on how to make a move before her mother steals the guy she likes. Even though, personally, if I were her, I'd start pondering on how to call the CPS. But she was like, whatever, she's just an old hag, plus I got enough time. But that's when the POV switched to Somin. In case you forgot, she is an otaku loser who is a toxic fangirl through and through. She's the type to be chronically online while shipping male characters in My Hero Academia or Jujutsu Kaisen. But instead of simping for anime men, her husbando is actually Albert himself. And let's just say that her simping is almost as bad as the simp level of Gojo fangirls. Almost. But we realized her obsession is real when she walked into his room, suffocated herself in his blanket, and started sniffing it. And as she started playing another solo game, like her sister, while constantly calling his name and say some rather egregious things. And I mean, really degenerate stuff. She even did an entire monologue, and apparently she made a fun toy with the exact measurements of Albert because she peeped on him when he was showering. What the f***? If I could get a penny every time a South Korean manhwa character with the name Somin is a massive gooner who is obsessed with the main character, I would have 2 cents. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. And to make matters worse, somehow, Sohyun just happens to walk into whatever the hell her little sister was doing inside of her adoptive brother's bedroom. If I could get a penny every time she walks into her family member doing unspeakable acts towards Albert while keeping it a secret, I would have 2 cents. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. So to recap, we got a mommy who didn't wait for consent, an older sister who steals his money, and a younger sister who peeped on him while he was showering. Oh my gosh. This is a family full of criminals! We are 3 chapters in, and this is already one of the wildest starts to any manhwa I have ever seen. They weren't lying with the title because what the actual f*** is wrong with them? No, because I low-key feel bad for Albert. Yeah, these women are baddies, but that doesn't mean they aren't doing things that wouldn't put them in jail. This is when you know the world is ruined, cause you're telling me people read this and didn't bat an eye? Y'all saw this and thought it's okay, and they think they can get away with this, and we're just gonna excuse these crimes because they're cute as hell? Because you are exactly right. Circling back to the doujinshi counterparts, what differentiates manhwa from the rest is that these girls aren't just some archetypes of characters to make the action scenes more spicy. Instead, they have their own personalities and actual character arcs that make them more interesting. We've already talked about Sohyun a bunch. She's built like a Goonhwa character, she is a Goonhwa character, she has the characteristics of one, but her romance with Albert is akin to something from an actual rom-com manga. When you see her blush, you feel the satisfaction of seeing this Dumbo finally being honest for once. It's a simple trick, but quite powerful. On top of that, she has this mini self inside of her who fangirls over him while she tries to keep her cool on the outside. Really reminds me of one of my favorite characters in Black Clover. It's pretty cute. She's also the quote-unquote first girl of the story, which in most cases meant that the manhwa puts a lot of attention towards her. Because of course, in order to hook the viewer, the first few chapters are pretty important. And if the first girl was dog poop, then more often than not, people will drop it in a go and the manhwa will receive the action. And as a person who's read the entire thing, I can confidently say that she is not dog poop. That being said, she's probably the worst girl in the series, which I'll get into later. But for now, I'm gonna address that yes, you heard that right. If I think that Sohyun is the worst girl, that would mean that I think the younger sister is better, which sounds blasphemous. I can already imagine all the bullshit I'm gonna be facing in the comments and the chat of my live streams, but f it, I'ma say it and stand on it. You see, for those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. I am known to be someone who, number 1, loves older women, and number 2, hate lollies with a passion. I can't stand them. The very idea of them pisses me off, especially when they're unneeded and used to bait a certain demographic that we shall not talk about. But I am gonna put on my big boy pants and defend this girl, and tell you guys why I love her. For one, she isn't a lolly. I know, just bear with me. But what if I told you guys that petite women exist? Yeah, crazy shit. I've read a ton of Gunner manhwas over the past few years, and I don't see summon type characters very often. But I am so glad that this manhwa is different and shows some love to the itty bitty titty committee. Because when I first saw her, I thought, oh, here we fucking go. I literally escaped from the Japanese shit to avoid lollies, but we're starting to get one in Koreans too. But once I started reading, and I followed her journey, and I get to know her a little more, I came to the realization that, oh, she's just like me for real. So appearance-wise, short and a midget. Already, I relate to her a lot. On top of that, we find out that she's a full degenerate. Hello? I was literally called Daddy Degen, come on now. On top of that, she's also a girl failure. Just like how I'm a boy failure.
My XP bar is low.
No, not you fucking LARPer. When people bring up girl/boy failures, a lot of times they bring up hot supermodels that like to play video games or some shit. No, what I like about her is that she's a real fucking loser. And it shouldn't be surprising that that's something I can relate to. I mean, I'm reviewing porn for fuck's sake. But it goes even deeper than that. Her backstory goes more introspective with how she got to that point. The pressures of being compared to a sibling, expectations from parents crumble you down, but lack of expectations from them also feel like that they don't have faith in you. Her lack of confidence and body dysmorphia, these are all real, genuine problems that people go through, including me. I remember seeing a comment asking on how I deal with my insecurities of being short, and the funny thing is, you kinda don't. You just gotta accept the cards you're dealt with in life, and that's okay. The way I see it, that just means I have much more room to improve. That means I can bring up other things to compensate the shortcomings I am given. See what I did there? And I didn't want to bring this up because it sounds corny, but I'm already living my best life because of you guys. You guys make me the happiest, and you don't even know it, because for the longest time, even though I constantly complain about it, YouTube has always been my dream job. So when I see Somin, the person with the same problems as me, also making it out to become a YouTuber, I couldn't help myself from smiling because I see myself in her. She is just like me for real. Also because she's a masochist and I like to be. But anyways, now it shouldn't be much of a surprise that despite all of my glazing of Somin, she still couldn't beat the real best girl in Yesul. But I don't want to undermine it by making it seem like she won by default, because that would be an insult to not only Yesul but Somin herself. Despite my biases, I try my best to be as unbiased as possible. If it came down to it and Somin was actually the best girl, I wouldn't hesitate to say it, even if it meant I would get massive shits from it. But unfortunately for her, she just so happens to be in the same series where this beast coincides in. And I'm vouching for her, not just because she's a mommy, but also because she is better than both of the girls combined, and it's not even funny. Appearance-wise, she monks them hard. She has both of her daughter's best features, but better. Somin's standout feature is her face card, and it's plain to see where she got it from. Sohyun's highlight is her hourglass body that's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, but unfortunately, still isn't thicker than her mom. Look, they really have a panda to confirm what I just said. But we in the kewie community aren't so shallow to think that appearance is everything. No, there are plenty of other factors that determine your waifu-ness. Say for example, how she's a rich CEO lady. Sugar mommy? Yes please. She's kind and has a beautiful smile? Hell yeah. Hold on, she can also cook? Oh my gosh, how perfect can this woman be? She can give Cell a run for his money. And last but not least, out of all of the girls, she is by far and beyond the most mature out of everyone. While it took a while for both Somin and Sohyun to come around to their feelings, the moment Yesul's arc started, we got a glimpse of the no bullshit trait that she has. For example, when Sohyun found out that Albert wanted to leave, she went on this roundabout way of showing that she cared by constantly giving him money and giving recommendations on where he should move to. And while this isn't bad, it's also stupid because it made him think that she can't wait for him to leave. You kinda goofed on this one, sister. But when Yesul found out, she straight up got honest and said, wait, what? Don't do that. You'll always have a place here. And he's like, oh. This is unfamiliar territory. I am scared. Cause literally, whenever he brings this topic up, the other girls always indirectly show that they care. Sohyun takes him out to drinks, Somin blackmails him into giving her a date. When it could literally just be as simple as saying, don't leave because I want you here. Because his entire reason of leaving is because he thought y'all hate him. And it's like all of these dumbos can't wrap their heads around it. Like, come on, it's pretty obvious. Oh wait, Yeso is the first one to understand this. And this is literally the first chapter of her arc. Damn, why couldn't your daughters have some of your IQ? So what is she gonna do about it? Is she gonna lament over it? Is she gonna keep blushing and stay dishonest while tossing and turning in her bed, acting super duper cute and adorable? No, not Yeso, baby. She decides to take action. The very next day, she puts out her best fit. Oh, hi, what's up with the dress? What do you mean, what's up with my dress? This is just my usual attire. Yeah, okay, buddy. Oh, okay. I just thought that you looked really nice today. Whatever, just come and have some breakfast already. And then she starts blushing and starts fangirling internally. Gosh, I can't with this woman. Then they go and have breakfast, and while we know we can cook, god damn, look at them pancakes. And look at them pancakes. And just when you didn't think she couldn't get better, she took it a step further and brought him to a 5-star hotel and gave him a premium luxury spa treatment. Jesus H. Christ, it's only the second chapter since her arc started and she's already beaten and ran through her daughters like it's nothing. And to finish it off, she even gave this beautiful ass smile. Ugh, love it. And then she has another one of those powerful blushes that make your kokoro go doki doki. And she saw him fall asleep and gave him a pat on the head, giving him the rest he deserves after all the hard work he's gone through. Dude, it's not even fair. And then she kissed him. Aww, that's just adorable. Okay, ma'am, seriously, I can't keep defending you like this. Oh wait, no, hold on. He was awake that time, so that counts as something, right? Well, anyways, this segues to the next thing I want to bring up about this manhwa, and that is how different girls are treated with the romance with Albert. I'm gonna start with who I think has the worst, and that unfortunately goes to going for 2 for 2, Sohyun. And it isn't just because I view her as the weakest character, but her love story is just too boring. It's cliche, I've seen it happen multiple times in multiple different ways, and I just feel like it's the most vanilla love story out there. She started out hating him, but when people were verbal bullying her and he came to defend her, she starts falling in love. I just think these types of stories are hella overdone. But the second, and this was kind of a hard decision, is Yeso. I like her story a lot, really. She was having massive doubts and fell into hard despair when her husband passed away, but she still pulled herself up for the sake of her family and became a respected CEO worthy of the company. But one of the reasons she even got the motivation to do so was because of Albert coming in to help her out. And I know I just bashed Sohyun's damsel in distress approach, but I like the nuances of this one, like how she originally perceived it as him looking down on her because of the fact that she's a woman. Since the reason she was going through such a hard time was due to people underestimating her as just a housewife. But he let her know that he actually does believe in her. He simply wanted to help provide because he wanted to help out and because he cares for her. And because of that, she started seeing him as a man. I like the romance a lot, but despite that, Somin's story slightly edges it for me because of how much I relate to it. I've mentioned it before, but the insecurities and anxiety that she has is something that really hits home to me. So naturally, I just vibe with her story just a bit more. Yeah, this section is completely cut out of the video. Hey, so this is post-strike Kiwi talking here. Originally, they took down this video because I showed a kiss without consent. And even though they removed the strike because they realized it was a mistake, they did, however, age-restricted the video because I implied something unholy, I guess. But that part's stupid because they then said an example of me doing this is at 2151. But if you check 2151 in the original file, it plays this. She's kind and has a beautiful smile. Hell yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you guys. You're doing a fantastic job. Come on, guys. Don't laugh. We all know how inappropriate a beautiful smile is. Oh, you guys are idiots. So yeah, I decided to cut out this section of the review completely since I guess it would be the one that mentions these types of acts the most. But to sum it up in a TLDR, in this part of the review, I basically talk about how funny the series is with the way they progress the plot, how certain girls fumble in the most hilarious ways, and also a little bit more glaze on Mommy Yeso. And I also bring up how the comedy works in a way that entertains your day, whatever. If you're really that curious, like I said in the intro, it's available on my Patreon for $1 a month, which if you divide that by all 30 days, that would be like 0.03 cents a day. K, which is 500 Indonesian rupiahs. Okay, oh, I'm losing my voice. Let's jump to the discussion where I talk about how the series ends with a harem. So I'm not gonna spoil on how the ending came to be because I know I won't do it any justice. So far I've only recapped and described around 20 chapters of the entire series, and this is already the second longest video I've made. But upon finishing the manhwa, I saw this comment that said, "Generic boring ending, heartbreak emoji." And I don't know how to feel about it, because my initial reaction was making a stank face and wanting to bash this guy's skull for being ungrateful. Because I've read tons of manhwas I have loved get way worse treatment, like the ending being rushed, or it got axed when it was just getting good, or the author overworking so hard that they literally went blind. So seeing an ending that's satisfactory where everyone is happy and no stones are left unturned, I felt my cortisol being at an all-time low. I am personally satisfied and I don't have a lot of complaints, but objective-wise, I can kinda see where the criticism is coming from. For one, I feel like the author of this manhwa was just winging it and didn't have a concrete plan on how to handle the manhwa. The biggest example of this is Albert. In the first chapter, he is perceived as this weak, skinny boy who is timid and shy. You would probably see him and think, oh, he's a soy boy. I'm not saying it as a bad thing, he just looks like you can snap him in half. But then halfway through the manhwa as the series progresses, I see him and I go,
who the fuck is that guy?
this man is either a different person or has the craziest sleeper build in history. Because we know his job. He's literally just a part-timer that makes coffee or mops the floor, which uses strength, but not enough to make a fucking six-pack. Another example of this author just winging it is how they handled Yesil, because she is just too good. Again, no complaints because I like her the most, but her moments with Albert is too cute that it's made the harem choice hard to believe. It honestly felt like it only got to that because the author felt bad for them. And what's ironic is that there was a point in the story where the person that spoke out against the polygamy was Yesil of all people. And she brought up a good point saying, yo, this is bound to be troublesome because there will inevitably be differences and it's gonna be hard for you to treat everyone equally. But ma'am, you're the one benefiting the most from this. I know you don't know this, but he pulls out the most romantic lines when it's you involved. I promise you, your daughters don't receive as much princess treatment as you do. This makes it sound like I only want Yesil to win, but I do think every girl deserves it. So ultimately, this ending is really good in my eyes, but I do feel like it could have been a bit better. When it comes down to it, the series went from a really interesting harem where every girl is charismatic and lovable to then becoming a straight male fantasy by the last few chapters. Some might say that is a bad thing, but me personally, I don't mind it that much. I mean, I am a man. I'm not gonna pretend to be some SJW, I'm a fucking degenerate. But while I came in here expecting some turn off your brain action, I was very surprised by how much good romance and writing was included in the story. I've read this manhwa since its beginning, and seeing it come to an end in such a satisfying manner without it dipping in quality by a significant amount while constantly entertaining me week in and week out with every chapter, I have no right to talk any more shit. So, I am going to give What's Wrong With This Family a score nothing lower than a 9 out of 10, giving this into a place in my Gunhwa podium. Okay, quick note, when this video was created, I was about to put it in my top 5, but unfortunately this manhwa just ended, and the ending changed my mind to put this one into top 5 instead, which is kind of awkward. But What's Wrong With This Family just slightly missed out, so we'll give him the honorable mention and put it as our number 6. Okie doke, and this marks the end of the longest / messiest video I have made. I think after this one, it'll be a while until I make another video covering Gunhwa manhwas because this shit is actually getting ridiculous and I don't want to give you guys any more worries. But to make it up, upon popular demand, there is finally a Discord server based on kewie. Woo, I didn't make it though. It was randomly created on a stream thanks to this guy, so everybody give him a round of applause. Yes, okay. Okay, stop! What are you doing? Praising another man in my video? Just say you hate me already. So yeah, that server is available in the description. I hang around there occasionally, I guess, so go and have some fun. Yeah. But although I don't use Discord much, I am much more active in the kewie channel. I won't be streaming for another month or two since I'll be in China by that time, but I will be uploading some videos, like how I am working on the edited version of me doing a tier list on many good manhwas, or if you want the uncut version, the VODs are available there too. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and just follow along. I won't mention Patreon anymore since I've already brought it up twice, but I will bring up my new Instagram account where I post highlight reels, or if you're not interested in that, then you can follow my OG Instagram where I do little review posts whenever I feel like doing so. And also Twitter, I guess. I don't know, I haven't touched that shit in months. But yeah, nothing else to say, so I'm gonna leave you guys here. Bye!